Hello, we are now on, what day are we? We're on the 4th, so it's the 4th day of Diamonds and Diversity, and this is the one I'm doing. I've been sharing this month with DP for Pets as well, so I've been doing that other painting, but now it's the time to get this one going again. Because the other painting has to be a complete finish and this one doesn't, that's why that one's sort of taking a little bit more of a priority, but not. And I've just heard the cat having a fight. Now I can go out there, but I'll be no good, because they just then turn around and look at me as if, what? So it's only when it starts getting a little bit more scary, meow meow meow, then I'll go and intervene. But 9 times out of 10, whenever I do go and intervene, I'm the one that comes off worse. So I'm learning now. Right, so I'm using my lovely new cover minders. Don't know if you can see them, the lovely bunnies, courtesy of Diamond Art Club, because that was from one of my unboxings, which the unboxings go out on Saturdays. So I'm trying to get organised. I'm trying to organise my schedule, and yeah. But anyway, this isn't getting this done, is it? And when I found out where that sticker came from, it came from one of these pots, because the pots are, I don't know if you can see it, but they're curved. They're concave, no, whatever. The stickers sort of rise up on one end, you know, like that, and then they sort of can catch on to things. So I'm having to make sure I push them up. I just give up for today. Sunday, hey? Sunday, bloody Sunday. Right, which one am I going to start with? I'm going to start with, I start at the, do I want to start down here or do I want to start up here? Do you know what? I think I'm going to start with the arrows down, because there's a lot of that. And I'm going to have to refill my pot at some point. So 817, I think that's that one. Let's get it out ready. I won't do it just yet. All right. Now, I tend to like putting a lot in. Oh, on the Beekeeper, there's a couple of colours that just, oh my God, the second you pour them in the jar and you give them a shake, they're all separate. The second they get in the tray, they clump, and then they are like glue. You can't get them apart. So I've been having to grind them, which has been a bit of a pain in the butt. Now let's see. I'm still trying to get used to this putty, because it reminds me similar to blue tack. It's not as stringy, it doesn't fall apart as much as blue tack, but it does push out the sides. So I'm forever having to do that and hope that I've got enough. And I've been quite a heavy person, but I've noticed with this stuff you can't be heavy, and so I'm having to oh, and I hate it when it does that, but you get that with everything. Oh golly, this is quite far away now. Oh dear, I need it nearer. Oh, that's why I'm getting caught on blue tack that doesn't stick but yet sticks to me. Right. Yes. So what's everybody up to on Sunday? Are you doing events? Got anything nice planned? I've got to do quite a bit of this before my grandkids come, because it's Sunday, it's the day they come. Yeah. So before the mayhem of that is I will see how much of this I can do. So I'll do quite a bit of the block booking, so it does look like I've done some work. Yeah, but it's been a weird week. On Friday I had a man over. Oh, sounds good, doesn't it? But it wasn't. It was an air vent type, enviro vent, I think they call themselves. My landlords have, because these houses get a little bit damp, they have and because my house is on the end near a road, so it gets quite a bit of weather damage. It they put these vents in. They've got these new vents in, and oh my god is all I can say. Well, first off, they had to take my cupboard doors off in the kitchen, off one set of cupboards, because the fan that they were putting in was bigger than the last one. Now, the last one was weird fun and games. It was only about, what, 9 months ago they put that one in, when they did the electrics. And the thing is that with that, they had to drop one of the doors off on its hinges, so it came lower, so it let the fan go, and I could still use the cupboard door. But this time, because the fan's massive, I said, just take the doors off, because, you know, it's a useless cupboard anyway. I mean, I don't really use it much for except for storing the pots and pans that I hardly ever use. And so so that's that. And now I've emptied out the cupboard because it didn't have that much in it, and I'm toying up with, when my son comes, I'm going to ask him to take it down if he will, if he can, and then I'll be able to get my dishwasher plumbed in there, because that's where my washing machine is, so I can use the same outlets for that. So I'll get my dishwasher plumbed in. It's only a little tabletop dishwasher, but it wouldn't fit there before, and besides I've got the microwave there. So then the microwave, I'll have to find somewhere else for it to go, and I'm toying up with on top of the fridge, but that'll mean I'll have to clear all the crap off on top of the fridge, and because it's quite high, it's going to be quite interesting to try and you know, deal with. But I've got such a small kitchen. I mean, literally it's a postage stamp size, and it's horrible. It's really outdated, and like, you know, I mean, well, what do I expect from an almshouse, which this is, oh dear, which this is what it is. So so then I'll have to save up to get that plumbed in, so I'll have to ask about how much that costs to plumb it in. So yeah, I will sort that one out, and I will get the plumber to do it, who does the plumbing for the place, the one that they always call out for this place. So then at least I can say, well, it isn't any Joe Blogs that did it. It is Mr. Plumber, who they use. So that's not his name, by the way, but well, he certainly isn't what's it called, who's it, what's his name, Christopher Plummer, that's it, from Sound of Music fame. Oh, come back, you stay put, running away. I know you want to be next to Lanjan. I've named these bunny cover minders, and here I go off on a tangent again. But well, yes. But yeah, back to these fans. Oh my god. They put one in the kitchen. They put one in the bathroom. Well, they've replaced the one that was in the bathroom. And then I've got this funny weird thing in the on the landing, which looks like a UFO. You know, one of those flying saucers. And that one is the main sort of one, and apparently it's comes with these remote controls, whereas I can boost the fan up if I want to, and it emits some heat apparently, so it will heat up the space, so it'll be on a constant, you know, thing, and it will in theory, because it's there constantly going on, it will take the edge off of the damp. I mean, this one hasn't been badly affected by damp. It has got some, because sometimes the wall, you can feel the wall is very cold, and it feels sort of a bit, you know, underneath. The damp is not quite reaching you, but it's there. So yeah, my house and another person's house whose is quite with damp. But yeah, but these fans, oh my god, when he turned it on, I went, well, how do you turn it on? And he went, it is on, because it goes with the light as well. It's on permanently now. I mean, I can hear a low, like that noise, but you know, it's amazingly quiet really. You don't really notice it, because that's like the noise you get from the fridge, say, when it decides to, you know, make a noise. But when you turn the light on, now with the old fan, you turn the light switch on in the kitchen, and oh my god, it deafened you, and it was on, and you knew that light switch was on, and you know, it was a horrible noise. It really was so loud. Whereas this one, it's no different to the noise that you hear now, if you can hear it, that is. So it is so quiet, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Give it the end of the week and I'll probably think it's really noisy, but now it's amazing. And the best thing was, he got his little dustpan and brush out at the end, and he dustpan and brushed my carpet up the stairs, which I'll tell you what, he didn't make any of that mess really. I mean, maybe a little bit, but no, it was like, my god. So I said, there's the rest of the house if you want, and I can give him a duster. So he did tell me it's all right, thanks. Yeah, but what a star. And I've got these remote control things for it. I'll show you. They're pretty snaz. Very weird. I haven't got the one for, I haven't brought down the one for the bathroom. That one can stay in the bathroom. But look, they even supply the spare batteries for them all, because I've got 3 of them. I have 3 spare batteries. How cool is that? They're usually consumable extras, but this is the one I've got in the kitchen, and the same for in the bathroom. And then this is the main one. This is in the landing. So this one's in the loft. And it's supposed to deal with condensation and mould. Now I do have a bit of mould, but yeah, that's going to make a big difference to this house. Now this is the one for down here. Now, I don't know if you can hear it. That's the boost. That's the noise. It does go quite loud actually, thinking about it. But still less than what the other one was doing. This one sounds a lot smoother, whereas the old one was more... And then I can turn it off. All at the press of a button. Just don't want to lose these. And this is the one for the main one, for in the loft. And I'm not going to press any of it because it's all, he's set it all up. It's on the lowest setting anyway. But he says in winter time or whenever I can boost it up to 4. And that will add a bit more heat into the what they're called, into the roof. So there we go. That. So for now, I can definitely recommend them, especially if you don't want a noisy fan. Right, Slurpee tea. Oh dear, my alarm clock went off early. I woke up early. But I thought, you know, what the heck, it's Sunday. I'm having a lie-in. Mind you, most of my days seem like a Sunday and I could have a lie-in. But, no. Oh, I can't have a lie-in tomorrow, which is Monday, just in case my... Oh dear, so bad. I went on to, which site was it? I can't remember. Oh, that's a shame. That's really going to annoy me. Let's see if I can find it on here. Nope, I know what the best bet is to go to my emails, really. No, it wasn't that one. Oh, heck. Oh. No. So it's not in that one. So maybe it was my other email. Oh, sorry. Problem is, this one wants to see my face. And I'm behind everything. No. Oh. That was it. It was the same place as I got Abby's putties from. And I've ordered 2 more Abbey putty ones. And I have ordered the lemon sherbet, which is the one I really wanted to get. And then I also ordered black raspberry and vanilla. I love the smell of vanilla. So, yeah, and raspberries I love. So, I can't wait for those to come. But it might take me forever, you know, to get through them. Oh, my God. And speaking of the thing, I also ordered another item from them, and it's being delivered tomorrow by the end of the day. So that is, I ordered, oh heck, where are you? Oh, don't start again. Oh, it's doing it. And now my face is not recognised. That one. Now, is it going to allow me? Okay, I have to go. I'll have to create, oh dear, this is so, Diamond Art, oh, it keeps coming up with the other one, Diamond Art Club, but I want Diamond Art Studio, and it is, I've got to be very careful, right, hold on a minute, let's move that back a bit. Comes up with here, and let's see if I can find it. My account, orders. I have ordered if it's going to show me, because they're well worth looking up, because they have sections called the wonky circles, wonky lots. So in there they would have the wonky range, and I really love this pattern. And you've got to be careful. I mean, there's only one of these, and it's a certain size and everything else. I mean, this one is 50 by 50 and it's square. And I've asked for a toolkit because it's the first time I've bought a painting from them, and I want to see what their toolkit's like. And it's high quality canvas with pour glue. Obviously it's licensed, but this one has some issues, which could be marks on the canvas or box damage, and therefore, as it is imperfect, we can offer it at a reduced price. So it's like it's only like 5-6 quid cheaper, but it's one I really wanted. And I thought, I'm going to try this wonky range, because if anybody knows, I used to have a shop, a bricks and mortar fabric shop in my town, and it was called the Wonky Stitch. So all things wonky, including me, I love, I like. I'm not too sure on the wonky pears, because look at the size of that. That's a wonky pear. That's supposed to be a wonky pear. To me it's fine, but it's 2 of those would make up a decent pair. Well, make up the pair that I got in the other bag I had. My God, they were massive. But anyway, I digress again. Oh God. yes, so I can't wait to see what that one's like. As if I've got enough. Haven't got enough diamond paintings. I don't know. But well, can that fit there? Yay, that can. Yeah. I've been trying out, because I'm a crafter and I've got loads and loads of craft bits. I've been working my way through them, seeing what other ways I can come up to help my diamond painting or various other things I do, using the stuff that I already have. And it's you know, I've got loads and loads of what are they called, laminating sheets, and I've got, so I've been trying to find ways to use them in my diamond painting mainly. I mean, I made these, and these were out of origami papers, and I cut them in half. But they don't, well, they do work as cover papers a bit. I mean, that one works better on. I can't use it all totally because I've got my stickers on the back that I put. Because I want to create a logbook which has got like a little pocket in where I can stick that in. And on the back it does my workings as when I'm doing them. That was a theory. But here, let's go for this one. Let's see. See, that's why I'm not, well, I mean, I don't mind it, but it does take a while to come off. And then, of course, you bend it and it, and the lamination pouch comes away a bit. So, you know, so that's why I came up with the idea of just putting these in your box, you know, with the picture on, so that if, you know, instead of writing down on a piece of paper or putting something else in, I mean, like on this one, say, I have the pride sticker, that big one, stuck on the outside, but as you can see, it's curling up and I've had to put it down with sellotape and magic tape or whatever it is. So then I thought, right, with these, I can then just slip them in the on the top or in the mesh bag thing, and it'll tell me what these diamonds are to, which, you know, which painting canvas they go to. So that's what I've done with those, and that's actually working quite well. And also on there I can put like some notes of you know, like say if it's missing anything, you know, or the colour isn't clear or whatever, or I'm running out of a certain colour, and it just kind of like reminds me then, you know, I will try and steal from another canvas that I have while messaging Diamond Art Club to get them to send out the missing ones, and you know, and then I'll put those missing ones into the canvas and the kit that I've stolen from. But yes, so yeah, that's quite good. So anyway, so I've tried that. I had some what's it called, vellum type, you know, that we used to call it posh tracing paper, because the poor man's tracing paper was the greaseproof, and the posh one was like the vellum stuff. And I had some of that, and I tried a piece of that on here, and no, that got stuck over in the corner, so I'm going to have to get the wet wipes, and I've forgotten to bring them down again with me. Darn. But as I'm not there yet, I'll deal with that later on. But yes, so I tried that, so that was a no-go. What else did I try? I've got various thicknesses of laminating pouches, paper stuff, and I tried those, and to no avail. But I've got one last thing that I want to try, so I'm going to give that a whirl, and that is, I want to take a laminating pouch. I want to obviously open it up, stamp on it, not with my foot, not with my size 6s or whatever it is, stamp on it, and then I'll laminate it, and then I will see if that works without any paper like inside to, you know, to put away from or anything like that from it. And I'll try that. So I've got that. I've got oh, some of that overhead projector paper. Don't ask me what I got that for, because I haven't got a clue. You know, it's the things you pick up for projects years and years ago that you no longer remember what the project was for. But hey, there it was in my stash of oddities. And so I'm going to try that actually. Oh, I think I know what I got that for. Well, no, I didn't get it for that, but I'm going to use it, or that's my plan to use it. I've seen it on YouTube. That's what made me hunt it out. And I found it because I wasn't sure whether I did have any of that. I don't know. Can't remember exactly. Brain fog, everything goes into one. I don't know where I got it from, when I got it from, and everything else like that. I might have got it recently. Oh, I don't know. At any rate, the reason why I got it, well, one of the uses, I should say, why I got it, because as you hunt through your stash of stuff, and you then think, right, okay, can't remember what I got this for originally. What can I use it for? And I've decided that I want to try and print a cross stitch conversion pattern on it. And then, you know, you get them all, the pattern in about like 360 odd sheets, don't you, of whatever, of the pattern. And I thought, right, well, I can print on the pattern, scan the pattern into my laptop, and then print on the overhead sheet, because that'll do well on the light box. And then I can adhere some you know, double-sided adhesive, and I've got some of the art dot adhesive. Oh, I keep getting attacked by flipping that. I don't know what I've done with it. Oh, don't disappear, no. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, it's going. I'm going to have to move you out of the way. Whoop, into the chaos, so you'll see the crap. I got... Oh, God. And back again, sorry. Seasickness. Some of this stuff. Sandwich adhesive. Got it from Amazon. So I've got some of that, which then I can cut and put onto the overhead projection sheets, and then I can stick my dots onto that, can't I? So which is crazy, because that kind of like defeated part of the object, really, because the object was to use up what I have got and not buy anything more. And of course I had to buy that. Anybody else do this with crafting? You don't think twice about buying art supplies or craft supplies? No. When you're in the shop and you think, do I want that bit of whatever? Do I want that pack of ham? Oh, I don't know. Or do I want that dress or something? Or do I want that? And you spend ages. No, art supplies, you could spend twice as much as you would have in the shop, say on a dress or shoes or whatever else like that. And yeah, but we don't mind that, do we? No. Right. Oh God, I'm really waffling. Oh, and I'm overheating, but I'm trying not to put the little fan on. But well, I don't know why I'm trying not to put the little fan on. He can go there. I need to speed up a bit. That's what I need to do, because it won't be long before those terrors are here, and then they're going to demand my time. I ought to my son to bring his drill. Yes, but this one is called Pride. And who's it by? I can't remember who's it by. It's by Sandra Wither. No, Winther. Sandra Winther. And it's, well, considering it's Pride Week, month even, and this one is for the Diamonds and Diversity event. It's I thought it was quite a good one, and you know, and I chose it was not just because it was the only one that had sort of kind of like, which was good enough to go, you know, slightly rainbowish, but the woman she looks pretty strong and confident, and I thought that's perfect, you know. Diversity, try to be the strong person that you are, or you hope to be, or you'd like to be, because a lot of the time we don't feel that, do we? We're all a bit unsure, and sometimes we have wobble moments. Quite a few times we might have wobble moments, but when we do feel confident, we feel like we can do anything and everything and nothing, you know. You can't overcome anything then. That's how we feel. No, what's that? No, we can overcome anything. Yeah. But yeah. So that's kind of like why I chose her. I have to say she's not my usual diamond painting, but it's also another thing of why I chose it as well, was to step out and do something you feel a little bit uncomfortable with. So you know, as she's not my usual, this style is not my usual style that I like to do, it's making me feel, you know. So hopefully I will be picking up a few bits, hints and tips. But it's like, you know, once you do it, yes, you know, it may only be a painting, but actually it's a little bit more than that, because it's your thought process behind the painting that you look at, or you must look at. A lot of us, we diamond paint sort of subconsciously. So we don't really, you know, we just dot away. We don't really, you know, we think that we're thinking about nothing or everything and stuff. But actually, it's a great time for processing lots of thoughts. And while you're doing something which you're not too sure about or whatever, it's good to do that, because you're then, you know, tasting everything, shall we say, and you're not keeping to your comfort zone. That's why I like to, well, I don't like it half the time, but I try and step out of my comfort zones where possible to see how I would react, what I can do to make it better, or things like that. So doing something out of the norm is always a good thing, even if it's the most uncomfortable thing in the world for you. And even if it doesn't turn out right, it doesn't have to turn out right, because it's the process. That's what's the bit that's, you know, doing you good. It's not the end result. or as I call it, the noise. Because, you know, it goes a little bit deeper than that. And yes, I may not travel the world. I may not do a lot of things, and some people might think that my life is pretty boring or whatever. But actually, in my head and my imagination, I've travelled the world several times over. I have visited loads of things, places, tried loads of things, and, you know, that's just as real. Please don't call the funny farm to come and take me away, because it's not necessary. I am happy. And I'm not one of these people that like to go out. I'm a definite introvert. And, you know, some people, they confuse what they think and what they would do with how others should feel. And it's not a fault on their part at all. It's just the way everything's been, you know, conditioned to that kind of thing. You know, I'm quite happy in my own company. I don't need... Oh no, that would be wrong to say that I don't need, but I don't... I'm self-resilient. You know, I'm so used to doing things on my own that to me that is normal, and that is... And there we go back again to the comfort zones again. And yes, I have tried to break out and do other things, but oh my God, the stress factor is horrendous. And even though I have done it and I have enjoyed several times going out and stuff, it's enough. I don't need to be doing it every time, you know, every day, every week or whatever. Yeah. I watch documentaries, I watch films, I watch from other countries, series with different languages, so I pick up certain languages, certain words, maybe not completely. I even did a Japanese course because I wanted to be able to understand some of these anime. It's a bit different that way though. I mean, there's some words that I know. I've forgotten a lot of it, what I learnt in the course, but to be honest, I think at the end of the day it wasn't the course for the sake of learning the Japanese. It was the fact of going out, and that helped me go out. You know, that was like the carrot in front of the, you know, on the stick, the bit that got me out. And yes, it was very stressful, but I did it, and I found a routine of doing it, and that was good. So what I should say is, like, look to the bigger picture. Ask yourself, you know, what is it? Why do I feel this way? What can I do about it? Well, so fast nowadays. Everything's sped up. You know, technology which frees us up to do all kinds of things. But then it just makes us more bored. So you'd think having all this technology and having all this choice is a good thing. But talk about the boredom. Because then you forget how to occupy yourself. and you can't be bothered because it's so much easier just sat on the sofa, say, or on your bed with your phone out or your laptop or whatever, you know, scrolling. But, you know, that's life. I like to think, you know, that it's finding the reason why we do things. Because to me, there's always a reason for doing it, doing something. And then once you have the reason, you don't want to stop at that reason. You want to understand that reason, even if it's just a passing one. And you may not think you are doing it, but you are. You may not actually put any physical effort into doing it, into wondering why, but the reason that it's come up, why you think about some things more than others, is a reason in itself. And because this world is so fast, they're over in a second and we forget them and we miss them, miss those little, you know, little pearls of insight or whatever. And I think that's sad. But that's me, just me. And, you know, everybody deals with things themselves in their way that they deal with it. But I think the point that I'm saying is, just because people are not doing what you think they should be doing, doesn't mean to say they're not happy. You know, yes, you get some people who might not be happy, but they, you know, and they might not see what's going on, might be lost or stuck. And if that's the case, then, you know, you just have to support them, be there for them. Don't try to change them or try to get them to do certain stuff, because it won't happen. And you just add more pressure to them. You just be there for them, support them, a friendly ear, have a pack of tissues, shoulder to cry on, takeaway, or, you know, help them in those ways. Don't, whatever you do, say you should be doing this, or why can't you be doing this? Because that's your reality. It's not theirs. And the head could be telling them, yes, they should be doing this already. Or probably is telling them things like that. So they're already beating themselves up about not doing things from their own expectations. But that isn't helpful. So that's where diversity. So my waffling's suddenly taken a heavy toll. I'm so sorry. But, you know, diversity, different. Everyone's different. Everyone has different ways of seeing things, doing things. And yeah. But, right, that's the heaviness bit done for the week. Well, it's not really heavy, is it? It's just my ramblings. But yes, I'm actually really quite enjoying this. Yeah. It's I think there's just enough confetti in this, because I have to say the past few paintings that I have been doing, my word, especially my big one which I did for DP in May, DIY DP for May, that was the cross stitch conversion. That one, it may not look like it was confetti heavy, but boy oh boy it was. I mean, a painting was 269 colours, or Oh yeah, it was, but it didn't look it. You wouldn't think, but there was all the shades that you went through, and so it was. But so this one, it's got just enough confetti, well, so far it has. So that's nice. Another thing I've taken to doing as well, and that is, I don't like doing rounds. And I don't know why. I think it's because I like it. Well, that's crazy to say I don't know why, because I think I do know why. I like to make things hard for myself. I like a bit of a challenge. And that is, you know, rounds, I find them, for me, too easy. You know, there's no, there's so much wiggle room. Very forgiving. And maybe, I hadn't thought about it that way, but maybe, why don't I want to be forgiven? Do I think that I deserve not to be forgiven for certain things? It's the rounds and that bit, just a conduit, just a catalyst or whatever it is to what I'm feeling. I don't know, I'll have to think on that one more. But these are thoughts that go through my head, see, so even though I may not seem to be doing anything, or my life is boring, I have all these thoughts that occupy me, and I can do them sat in my chair. I can do them while diamond painting, and a lot of the time we process loads of things anyway without ourselves knowing, and I would like to see some of the things that we process. I'm curious. But yeah. So what gets you thinking? Ooh, he doesn't belong there. Yeah, oh, my hand's gone to sleep. The problem is I've got yeah, I was supposed to have had an operation on it last Tuesday. Yeah, that was a bit of a pain in the butt. Was it last Tuesday or was it the Tuesday before? I think it's the Tuesday before, 23rd. Yeah. I am on my cubital tunnel, my ulnar nerve. It was a release one or whatever they were calling it. They were going to move it somewhere downstairs. I don't know where they were going to move it. But of course I came down with sinusitis, so I couldn't blasted well have it done, and I'm now waiting for them to tell me when it can be redone. And after the first appointment came so quickly. I mean, by the next day of seeing the consultant, I had a letter in the post saying, yep, it will be on the 23rd May. It was like in a week's time from when I had the appointment. And of course then I came down with sinusitis infection, so I had to phone up and postpone it. It was one of those, I don't particularly like it in that respect. In some ways, oh, it was nice, but at the cost of what is what I don't like. And that is, it was one of those NHS referrals, but it was done in a private hospital it was going to be. That's probably why it was so quick. But, yeah, kind of like defeats the object, really, of the NHS. It's just another way the NHS is being slowly and systematically killed off. Because how much is it costing? You know, this is what gets me. and that is the government issue all these fines to these hospitals if they don't see X amount of patients in a certain time. And so how the hospitals get over that is by farming out the work to private hospitals. And yes, they might get a slight discount in the payment. It's still going to cost them more than if it had been the NHS doing the job. And it doesn't help the NHS in the long run. And all it does is bolster up, trying to make the private hospitals get more and more, you know, noticeable. And, you know, so that the transition will be not as bad. And it's just killing off the NHS. And in effect, I think they should stop putting on these systems and these fines. I mean, it's all very well, but they're not actually utilising, or they're not actually updating their systems. Like they say, you've got the targets. Their targets have been in place for I don't know how many years. Well, that's not practical for today. So they need to reassess their targets if they're going to do them. I don't think they should do them, because all it does is take the money away from the NHS, fine the hospital for not getting through so many people, takes away from the NHS so they can't do or more people, and before you know it, the NHS is gone, and private is the way to go. I mean, it's being done in the dental service, isn't it? That's already there. Mental health services are pretty poor, and hearing, oral clinics. I mean, at one point you could go to the doctor's surgery and you had a problem with your ears. They would look at them, they would sort them out, and they would book you in with the nurse to get your ears syringed or whatever. And now they tell you to go to the pharmacist. And, you know, the pharmacist, yeah, it costs £10 for an initial assessment. And then after that, it's 25 quid per ear, depending on what they do. And you just sort of think, okay. So they've already privatised that part to a certain extent. And it's just crazy. But the answer, what is the answer, you know? Get shot of all these corrupt, blasted politicians who only are going into the job not to help people really, or perhaps a few are, but the majority are just going into it because it's, you know, oh, I'm better than them. Oh, I've got an important job. And, oh, yes, I've got, you know, whatever. I mean, how many other jobs do you know that where the person in the job gets to choose their own wage rise, you know, because the politicians do that. They choose their own percentage that they're allowed to take, you know. And there's the nurses and the firemen and the policemen and other, you know, real, you know, life and death type of people who are fighting over 1% or 0.01% or something stupid like that, or, you know. And yet the politicians give themselves ridiculous pay rises. They have perks, loads of perks. Subsidise this and subsidise that. They get their travel to work subsidised. Well, how many people? Look, take the NHS staff, nurses and stuff like that. They have to use their own money from their wage. They're not given any extra to get to the hospital to do their job. And they also have to pay for their own parking, which ain't cheap. Yeah, they might get a little bit of a discount, but to be honest, they should be getting a complete and utter, you know, discount. They shouldn't be having to pay anything. Yeah, and they don't have second homes closer to the hospital in prime London areas. or gardeners or cleaning staff, or can afford to go on, you know, XYZ holidays, or can sleep at work. They can't do any of that. So why do we give the politicians more? Have I done all these? More arrows down? I'm looking. I bet you as soon as I pack this away, I'll find a clump. But, well, c'est la vie. If I do, I do. Right. Now, let's see. Get in there. Right, that's in. Right, I'm going to add some. So get my funnel out. You've got to keep an eye on the time. 55 minutes. And I've only done one colour. Oh, that's great, isn't it? Right, okay, so I must crack on. I'm going to do one more colour and then I will stop my waffling, because that's just, you know, too much. Right, so I think I'll do the dots, the red dots, the red dots. There they are. Oh dear. I mean, I won't stop diamond painting when I turn off the camera. I will continue on. But I just won't be filming. Oh, I was watching a I have like some of these streaming channels. Now I have a lot of these Asian ones because I love K-dramas and J-dramas and C-dramas and T-dramas. And if you're wondering what they all are, it's C-drama is Chinese drama, J-drama is Japan, K-drama is obviously Korea, South Korea mainly, obviously. We don't see much of North Korea, do we? Except for the drama in the news. And T-drama is like Thai. And I will watch some Taiwanese as well. And yes, they're subtitled, but that's how you learn a bit of language. I mean, that's why I picked up, I mean, Korean. I picked up quite a lot Korean. You know. But it's, yes, language. It's fascinating, I think. It's like, you know, where did language come from? You know, English is the most spoken language. It's the international language of the world. And, you know, mainly because we had an empire and we did a lot of travelling back in the day or whatever. But, you know, and then there's the French words. You know, a lot of English words come from French and stuff, and various other languages, and what languages make it. And if you go and if you watch quite a lot of the Asian, and it doesn't just stop with Asian, it's all over the place, you know, whatever is there, their use of English intermittent with their own language. You know, like instead of saying their equivalent in their language of okay, they'll say okay. You know, yeah, not all the time, obviously, and not everybody, but it's, you know, they've made the effort to learn our language and learn the language. How much effort do we make? Kind of expect everybody to understand us. And yes, it may be the international language of the world, but that shouldn't give us any airs and graces. Because it's not the case. Well, loads of thoughts going around my little brain, my old noggin. that was lucky. And that dropped, and I was just putting those down. I suddenly thought, I am doing this colour, aren't I? I thought I was placing in the wrong place. I did that the other day. Oh my God. Can't believe it. When you get the one colour out and you're thinking another colour. Not good. I think I'm going to have to update this wax. Not this wax, this putty. And I've really got to try and learn not to be so heavy-handed with it. But how on earth do you do that? If anybody has any tips on how to do that, please let me know. Answers on a postcard. I'll go on a little bit longer. Just see, every time you pick something up, it drops. It's so frustrating. Or it spreads out, or you get a cling on. Now that's one thing with putty, as I've noticed, is when you get a cling on, don't just drop with a gentle nudge. You actually have to pull it off, because it'll do that. It'll go on a string. Get on. Right. We're 1 hour, 1 minute. And I said I was going to finish this. I suppose I better keep to my word. Let's try. Right, let's see. 5 and 4. Okay, that's 4. 5. 5. 4. 4. 6. Get down. And I hate it when you get the raised one and you just go to push it down, pop it down, and the others go boing and scatter everywhere. It's quite funny though. Oh, well, that can go there. Yeah, I think the kids are back at school tomorrow. God, I'm so thankful my kids are no longer at school. School run, oh my God, I hated it. Well, hated it for the reason of having to go out and line up with a whole load of everybody else, and when I don't really do people. And you know, stuff. But it was nice seeing them race out and give you a big hug, because when they get to a certain age, you don't get the hugs anymore. Oh, Mum. Yes, just humour me. You will always be my baby. Yeah, now my son has kids of his own. Maybe he'll see where I was coming from. Wow. Oh, I popped in to see them the other day. And, oh, the little girl, she was so sweet. She came racing up to me. Mimo, Mimo. That's lovely. And gave me big hugs. Actually, I should have finished her picture. for her. One that I meant to do for ages ago. Anna and Elsa. Yeah, I'll get these done and then I will. It's only a colour that I ran out and had to order some more from somewhere. And then they came and then I lost them. So now I've got a proper spares set box and I know I've got some in there of that colour. Now I can do it. But well, I think my tea's probably gone cold. Oh, there go my ears. Whistle. Whistle Down the Wind. Does anybody remember that film? Very young Hayley Mills, the daughter of John Mills, what a great actor, and who was that other guy? I can't remember. He was another famous actor. All these kids found this person, this bloke on the moors or in the fields or wherever, and they all sort of. She's a farmer's daughter or whatever, and so they get at this place in this barn. They make a bed out for him, and they help him to recover. And they don't realise it's supposed to be a secret, and before you know it, the whole village knows of the kids. That is, and they think he's Jesus. But in actual fact, he's an escaped convict. But he always treated them nicely. They got him fags and things like that. And a bit of booze, I think. And maybe Jesus did drink all that. He drank wine. Definitely he smoked, but who knows? He might have been partial to a camel. Sorry. But it was a great film. I loved it. Innocence. You know, simple kind of film. Whereas now, films seem to be a format. You know, all genres have a format, you know, got to have X amount, action film has to have X amount of action, X amount of suspense, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, horror movies, I can watch a horror movie. I don't watch horror movies, and it's not because I don't like them or I'm afraid of them. It's just they are crap. You know, in my eyes, I don't, you know. But yeah, I remember watching a horror movie, and it was Beware the Night of the Demon. It was a black and white one. Oh my god, that had me. And it's the memories that I have from that one, but that one really scared me. And the changes, that one was a weird one. But yeah, and Children of the Stones, my god, that was very, very, oh my god, that one really was, you know. And that was a kids one, a kids series. He came home 4 o'clock, I think it would start, and yeah, Happy Day. I think you can still see Children of the Stones on oh gosh, YouTube, starring Ian Cuthbertson, Adam Brake. I think his name's Adam Brake, or that was the character, but he was the bloke who played Blake Seven. I think it was Blake Seven back in the day. But yeah, that's the thing, when you're a child, things are more scary than what they seem when you're an adult. Everything's so much bigger. Yeah. Amusing. Yeah. God, those films. Armchair Thriller. Does anybody else remember? This is obviously UK. Armchair Thriller. And Thames Television, when you'd have the sign and you'd see St Paul's coming up, and then it would, that music that went with it, and then it would be, then you'd watch Armchair Thriller, which was on, I think it was a Thursdays or Wednesdays. Hammer House of Horror. Good God. But Armchair Thrillers, I remember that. Ah, yeah. Quite amusing. TV programmes back in the day, yes. Risque. And you know, we had a lady called Mary Whitehouse, and she was sort of like the censorship. Things had to go past her, and she was pretty strict on certain things. But yeah, other things, you think, how the heck did that manage to get through? You know, and before a watershed of 9 o'clock. I don't think we even had a watershed. Things just were. Life before daytime TV. Oh my God, that was great. And the only soaps you really had were Coronation Street and Emmerdale Farm. Oh, but then you did have things like Softly Softly, Z-Cars, Angels. Yeah, a few others, I suppose. But, yeah. Wonder why I'm thinking back to this. Yeah, I suppose it's a case of looking back and thinking, you know, remembering your childhood. I didn't really have a pleasant childhood. But yet certain aspects of childhood were fine. As long as I don't remember my family in it. Except for my dad, I suppose. My dad was different. Oh, that's that one. Yeah. Have to have a ponder on that one. Why am I thinking about that now? What's it want me to work out? Or perhaps it doesn't want me to work it out. Maybe it just wants to give me a happy memory to think of. That's true. Not everything must have must be an answer, I suppose. Need an answer. Yeah. It's a bit like when women sort of, you know, men think we're moaning onto them and we want them to change this, that and the other. But actually, a lot of the time, when we moan onto men, we're not moaning on for them to do something about it. We're just getting things off our chest. You know, just needing to get it out. Yeah. And the best thing a man can do then is sort of make a cup of tea or pour a glass of wine or whatever, and give them a hug and tell them they're there for them. And that's all they have to do. They don't have to do much. You know, if we want them to do something, we will tell them what we want them to do. But it's the important things that we don't tell them. It's crazy that, isn't it? Things that really matter, we bottle up and hold up inside of ourselves. And the things that don't really matter, it's our frustrations. But it's not their fault, to a certain extent. They're not doing, it's our frustration at ourselves for not being able to talk to them about our problem. And it works vice versa too. Oh, shh. I am doing the right thing. Did I start doing those, or have I already done those? I've already done those, and I knew I'd missed some. And there they are. Oh, good golly. Good golly, Miss Molly. Let's find them and do them while I know them. And what I tend to do with this is I'll put them into the lid. Don't work so well with this because the lid is rounded. Oh, God. Where have they gone? Where have they gone? There they are. I missed out on a whole clump. I mean, literally a whole clump it was the other day. And I don't know how I could miss that. But I did. Right, I'm nearly done. I've got to add some more of those because I need to get some in multi-placing. 4, okay. 4. 4. Oh dear, come on, 4. 3. 4, and nearly there. You'll be pleased to know. 1. Oh God. 1. 2. Back of my shoe. There we go. Is that them? Have I got them all? Well, if I haven't, I haven't. I'm still continuing on. So, yes, I have. So, on that note, the whip and waffle is over. And normal transmission resumes for you all. Have a good Sunday and have a nice Sunday meal, Sunday roast if you're having one, or whatever. Have fun. Hug a friend. Call up someone you don't know. Not you don't know. You haven't spoken to in ages. And look out the window for a bit and just ponder. And if you've got a garden with lots of fresh grass or whatever, take your shoes and socks off and go and walk in it and just feel the coolness and the earth breathing. Yeah. Inner calm and diamond paint. Okay, bye-bye.